Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back to the Real Precious Network, where we are back with another men's forum. We're back with the fellas of the men's forum, Mr. R. Payne and Mr. Leon. How are you guys doing this evening?
Good, good. How you doing?
Good, very good, very good.
I'm doing
Eager
good.
to see what you got. What do you have here so we can straighten things out, make it all right with the world after we finish deciphering what the hell's going on.
I don't know if we're going to do that, but we are going to point out some behaviors I've seen in a few of these videos. One is actually, you know how folks just write and insert on social media and be like, well, what do you think? So we're going to tell them what we think tonight on that first one. And then we have a couple of videos. The last video that we're going to end up with is a content creator who is huge in the podcast space. Her name is Mandy, and she says that marriage is for broke women. So we're going to explore that as well. If you're just joining, definitely hit the like button, share, subscribe, all the things. Hit that bell notification so you know when I go live. Sometimes when I post a link, I'm not sure if it is taking you straight to the this live feed or not. So definitely hit the notification bell because it will send you a notification when we go live, so you can just you can come straight to the show. I don't want to give nobody a wild goose chase, child, but feedback is necessary. All right, guys. So I saw this. I saw this, and I think it's a pretty rough situation, but we're gonna talk about it. So after 5 years of praying for a baby, my wife finally got pregnant. Then she found out I cheated. A week later, she ended the pregnancy. I'm trying to understand how everything fell apart so fast. My wife and I struggled for years to have a child, but during the same time, I was having an affair with a woman for my job. Then she found out. I admitted everything and begged her to forgive me. I told her people make mistakes. I told her our marriage was worth saving. I even reminded her that I'll be turning 50 in June and that this could be my last chance to become a father. But she didn't want to hear any of it. Instead, she chose to end the pregnancy. Then she had divorce papers delivered to me as if the last 5 years meant nothing. What hurts the most is knowing she understood exactly how much that child meant to me. Yes, I cheated. I know I was wrong, but did my mistake really deserve losing my child and my marriage in the same moment? Be honest. Was I unforgivable or did my wife go too far?
Huh?
Who wants to go first? Was he unforgivable or did his wife go too far with
I think that
terminating?
depends on the person. Like every person has their own level of what's too far. Um, you know, if she some people can forgive cheating, right? Like so some people can be like, okay, well, that's not a big deal. But other people, that's like a deal breaker for them, and so I guess her level of what she could tolerate was him cheating. That's what I think.
Hmm. Our pain.
Listen, I mean, once you what's the word for it? Once you do something bad to somebody, or you can't dictate what their retribution might be. You,
Right.
no matter how. So it might seem harsh to him,
Hmm.
but to her, like I said, it was a deal breaker for her. Now, should she have, you know, deleted her kid? Uh, I mean, that's not up for us to say. Listen, first, as soon as a woman gets pregnant, a man doesn't have any authority over anything at all in this country. So that goes with that. Now, I don't know if she's really that hurt as much as she wanted to punish the man, but it's up to her discretion. She wanted to punish him, and the best thing she did for him was give him divorce papers because there's no way they could stay married after that.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you choose to make decisions on your own when you're in a relationship,
Mhm.
you and they are decisions that's going to go against your union, you really can't pick the consequences of what
That's
happens
not. That's.
once
I
you
get it.
make these selfish decisions because someone's saying, well, or the question is, did she go too
Too
far?
far.
She didn't go too far for her. That, like Leon was
Hmm.
saying, if
Right.
if she don't want to bring a child into a situation where she can't trust a man, that's too far for her. Where someone else will carry the baby, have the baby, be in a situation where now they're blaming the man for every little thing that goes on. They're in a state of panic because they're not in a secure relationship. They're in a relationship that bound itself to a child, because before the child it was a free willy-nilly situation.
Hmm.
So some people really count the cost and say, do I really want to bring a child into this union that really wasn't based on anything or really grounded in anything? But yeah, I don't think that you can really pick those consequences when you say, you know
Mhm.
what, I'm gonna go out. Now again, I think we talked about this before.
What did we talk about before?
If that's what you want, why can't those conversations be a reality? Like
What do you
why
mean?
the
A
the
reality?
the
Yeah,
conversation
I'm sorry. Okay. What do you mean by that?
conversation of, I am not a man who can be faithful to one woman.
Well,
Why?
he might not be able to be faithful to one woman, or maybe it was an isolated incident. We don't know all the details. Was that one time, or he's cheating all the time? I just think that she was really spiting herself more than him. I'm not so sure she wanted a kid at all,
Mm,
because usually it's the woman's time is running out. I mean, at 50, he can go find another woman and have a baby with if he wants a kid that bad. It sounds like that kid was a like a miracle baby since they were having so much trouble. Now, if she decide, I think it's such a big decision for her to want to delete the baby. It had to be more than just the fact that he was infidelity.
mm.
Because I understand there's some kind of bond usually that happens when a woman's pregnant with the kid. So it's not that easy to do that. And just because you're mad at him, that's your get back. That seems kind of harsh, even though it's well within her right to do so. So I just think there was more going on there, and I don't think he was as contrite as he could have been. The way he's talking about, maybe we could talk this down, and whatever he was saying to her, she didn't believe.
No.
Yeah, it reminds me of that lady last night. That video that you showed, where the lady, um, she says that she finally gave in,
Yes.
and
Yes.
she was admitting. So our paying, it was a video Precious paid last night. So
Okay.
lady, she adopted a kid, and she went on air. So she went on some podcast, and she basically was saying like I guess her husband or her spouse or whatever wanted a kid, and she said basically I gave in, and then she says I admit that I don't love the baby. I don't love
Hmm.
my daughter. Like she never wanted to be in that. She never wanted to have a kid in the first place. Like let's just be honest. And um in this case, I think the woman didn't want to have a kid either. Like you could see the guy from the notes. It said the guy was praying for a baby. Just because he wants it, that doesn't mean that she wants to deal with that burden. Especially if you're not being faithful, if you're not being true to her. Why should she carry a baby? Like why should she go through that heartache of dealing with your foolishness.
Right. Right. Yeah. Clearly, that was what she summed up, and again, like you said, the consequences. You can't dictate the consequences when you when you hurt somebody. You really can't.
Mm-mm.
So hey, well, that was an easy one. You know, she didn't go too far, but not for her. You know,
Right, not for her. Where there'll be plenty of women that cheating ain't nothing to them. They having that baby. They keeping that
Exactly.
man in some type of capacity,
Exactly.
whether going through whatever times. But then it, let's move on. All right, so I came across this video very last minute, but it reminds me of a conversation that I had on a panel on the Lapeef Network. Shout out to DR. But it's a conversation that they're having about a woman asking her significant other to do something and get something done around the house, and he's saying, "I heard you. I'll get it done." However, that's not
ask you to do something like I really need it to be done like quickly. Otherwise, you know what? I'm gonna hire somebody else. I'm gonna figure out how to do it myself, or like you ain't gotta worry about it. It's gonna get done. Like that's a thing.
There, why not just do that to begin with? If I can't act in your timeline, a timeline I'm not even aware
I'll
of,
tell you
why not
why.
just get it done?
I'll tell you why. Because okay, let's say we got a leak at the house and the sheetrock needs to be repaired, right? Just a little quick little hole. You put a little piece of sheetrock, you tape and float, X, Y, and Z, right? Some you can probably do in like an hour. But if I call somebody, it's gonna cost us $300. It's gonna cost us $300, right? So I'm trying to like avoid us having to pay that when you can just take care of your own home for free.
With the problem that you saw before me?
But I can't
It doesn't matter.
But why
who
do I
saw
have?
the problem.
But why
you guys
do,
are living in the
wait,
house together.
But why do I have
It's
to
our
do it?
home.
But why do I have to do it in your time?
It's our home.
leak.
Oh,
It's a leak.
And
okay,
and
so I
that's
put
what-
wait, hold on. I put a bucket under the leak, and I'm like, I'll take it. You want me to take care of it tomorrow? I'm like, I'll take care of it in 4 days.
No, for
right?
what?
It's look, it's in my mind to take care of. I'm just not doing it in your timeline.
Why are we dragging our feet? I asked you to do it.
But
Get
who?
it done.
In
You
your
also,
mind,
you
I'm
also
dragging-
told me what needed to be done. You also said you just got to put a little bit of spackle, another pipe, so you know the steps.
I know the steps. I don't know how to do it. You do.
Yeah, but I don't understand.
What?
I don't understand why you guys are fighting this point. Honestly, I'm very confused.
Thank you.
Because as a man, as her partner, why wouldn't you just say like, okay, babe, I'll
I'll get
get
it done.
on it.
because I have
Why
other
would it
things.
take you-
Because I have other things to do.
if it can't be
Maybe-
done right away, why not communicate?
Maybe I
that?
don't feel like doing it today. Like I have
What
that
about what
right.
you feel
know?
like doing?
I have that right.
Hold on.
But if I put a bucket,
it's a leak
yes,
in my house.
and if I put a bucket
No,
under
stop
the
saying
leak,
even mine.
hold
It's
hold
y'all's house.
Wait, and if I put a bucket under the leak and I change the bucket every couple of hours and it's not affecting
So
anything,
if you can change the bucket,
and
you
I'm
can
like,
fix the leak. What are we doing?
once again. What if I don't feel like doing it?
Then
right
I'll
now?
hire somebody else to do it, and then you're gonna come back to me and be
And
like,
this
"Why
is
would you not?"
And that's
wait for
exactly
me?
what I mean. Why do I have to operate in your timeline?
Then don't,
I'm
and
gonna
then
get
don't
it
be
done.
here.
Listen,
Like,
no, think about it. This is our home, right? Hey guys, if you enjoyed
Oh, now it's our home. Is it our home or is it my house?
You know,
We had these conversations somehow on the Lapeef Network, and there was a girl on the panel, and she's like, "If I tell you to do something, I expect you to do it when I need you to do it." And I say, a lot of times our little inconvenience or what we want done is not necessarily an emergency. Now, a leak can be an emergency, but sometimes as a woman, you have to let a man be a man. And if that roof fall through,
Guess what? He got to pay for a new roof.
exactly. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we can't worry about things that we're asking him to take care of. You know what I mean? And if he doesn't deem it an emergency or something that he has to get to right away, hey, you the leader of this house. If the roof fall through, you gonna have to get it taken care of. I did my part. I helped. There's a leak. You know what I mean? If you want to get to it when you want to get to it, then that so be it. But now you know that there's a leak. You didn't know that before. But I think that women really expect men to do things as if they're their children. Like, I told you to go take the trash out. I told you to wash the dishes. And like the guy said in the beginning, if you want it done and you know how to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the problem with getting it done if you're going to have a problem with the time frame that he's going to get?
It's not about, it's not, her example was a good example, but it's not about the example. She wants to be able to tell him, she wants him to jump like a pussy when she wants him to jump. That's essentially the way she's coming off. And a man is not going to respond like that. Just like women don't want us to talk to them any old kind of way. You can't tell a man, I'm going to tell you, I need this done and I need you to do it right now. I don't care. And even if it's critical, like a leak, I mean, just on GP, I'm not going to do it because of the way you told me to do it. Like I'm some kind of guy that you could boss around. I'm not going to do it. I'd rather spend the $300. And then I would tell her, I said, don't you ever talk to me like that. You want to get something done? And I say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it on my timeline. And she's the kind of woman that I would never marry. I would never marry a woman.
Yeah, because she like flip flop. She's like, my house.
You can't talk to me. It's like I can't talk to, we have example Wes. I can't talk to my wife some ways. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to let a woman talk to me like that. Nah. Not that I'm going to get physical or violent. We just wouldn't be together. I mean, I wouldn't spend my life trying to be successful in business and everything to come home and have some drill sergeant telling me what to do and how to do it. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, the approach is, we talk about this all the time. It's about how you actually deliver that message and how it's received. She could have been like, hey, we got a leak. I don't know how bad it is. Can you take a look? And
even if she wanted to get it done, I'm sorry, you can say, listen, if you're busy and you can't do it, this is what I'm going to do. I can't do it myself, but I'm going to hire somebody because I don't want it to keep leaking.
Come on, be part of the solution now.
She could have said that. Right? She could have just said that. And if he wasn't going to do it right away, then he would have to foot the bill to get it fixed. Right? And I think that's a fair exchange, right? Listen, one of the deep secrets that women have to understand, if you got a man, you could get what you need out of him with easier with honey and sugar than with a steak. If your man ain't a
my mom always says you can attract more bees with honey than you can vinegar.
Men, you gotta let men keep their ego intact. You can't. You just have to let him keep. Even if it's just his ego, you can get more out of your guy by letting him have his ego intact and trying to do what she tried to do. Because I think she was right. I believe she was right from the standpoint, if you got a leak, it got to get fixed.
Yeah, it's a leak. Like, come on.
You got to get fixed. And so, but the other guy saying, well, I'm going to put a bucket under it. Listen, if you don't want to do the leak, I'm going to say, hey, honey, listen, I got some things, I know what I got to do for that. It's going to take too much time because I'm doing something else. Let's just hire somebody to do it.
And you have to know what kind of man you're with as well. Are you with the man who works with his hands, or are you with the man who paid for things to get done? My dad always say, look, either be with a man who could take care of it and work with his hands, or be with a man who get paid and get it done. My dad was I'm going to just pay somebody to get it done.
I'm in between.
He ain't, put no a bucket might suffice for the, hour or two. He got to wait for them to come. But that's the kind of father that I was raised with. He's going to pay to get it done. Now, as far as time frame, I can't see my mom being so ballistic of you need to get it done right now. I'm pretty sure there probably were some pressures. You're dealing with women, right? You're dealing with women. I didn't say she's an angel, but what I'm saying is I never seen this dynamic of, I told you to get it done right now. Like my mom, it was a sweet atmosphere. You know what I mean? It was like, I'm making this atmosphere sweet because I don't need any tension and my dad don't need any tension. So, it's amazing how when you don't see relationships and you don't see those type of dynamics, and then you get onto social media and you see a lot of videos of the way that women think, and not even on social media, just out in real life, period,
Mhm.
You appreciate the what you've seen growing up, because we're going to get into a couple more videos where I believe his name is TK Kirkland.
He's pretty good.
He's talking about, you know, when a father raises a daughter versus when a father doesn't raise a daughter, and her expectations and her entitlements. But in this situation, yes, she is right about the leak, but had she said take the trash out, it would have been the same energy. You know what I mean? So there is no modulation or regulation on what is truly a emergency versus what you want to get done when you want to get it done.
That's true. That could be true. That's very well. That's well said, because I know a couple where the guy's wife is she's unbearably controlled. Unbearable. I'm so happy that I'm not married to her, because she's a nice person. But I actually feel sorry for this dude. I feel sorry. I don't mention anything, but I look at him and say,
just dang sad.
How could you take? No, not only do I want you to do it now, but I want you to do it this way. Right? Not your way, but my way. And if you don't do it my way, then we're gonna still have problems. I don't know. As a man, I couldn't live that. I could not live. I could not. See, I'm a man who believed that Clint Eastwood had one of the best lines in the world. A man's got to know his limitations.
True.
You got to know your limitation, and I couldn't be able to take that from no one. I swear. So.
Evening, Sean. How are you?
What's going on, Sean?
What's going on? Actually,
up,
on
Sean?
Crenshaw Slauson.
Crenshaw.
Oh, there you go,
Crenshaw, y'all.
Yeah. How y'all doing today?
All right.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm blessed. Highly favored. Can't complain.
Get to some of these comments here. Then we're going to go on to the next video. Now, the next video is a little ha-ha kiki video. Just to point out the behaviors of men. I thought it was hilarious. I hope you guys do too. You might not. But it's hilarious. But before we get to that, Anthony Wright Network 357, thank you so much for being here. He says, if the wife can waste my money on buying a designer bag, then go ahead. Okay, go ahead and pay to get the work done. All right, you know what needs to get done up in this house. We are a team. All right, don't tell me I need to go get this done and you want it done in 5 minutes, girl. Another one bites the dust. Thank you so much for being here, Bora Avalis. I think I'm saying that. I don't know, man. These boat rides ain't promising. I'm seeing what's happening to my people. I don't know. We're gonna stay on land.
Access denied on the boat ride.
Yeah. Moving on. So JT is in the house. JT's in the house.
What's up, JT?
What's up, fellas? What's going on, Precious?
Hello. So I came across this video and it made me laugh. I even commented on the video on Instagram because 1 minute the man is on 10 and then he just a puddle full of mush. I don't know what happened here. So maybe y'all can help me figure it out.
So, I'm sorry, what you said?
Hold on, let me go all the way back to the beginning.
I wasn't using
So-
empathy, Daddy.
I'm sorry, what you say, ma'am?
I wasn't using empathy, Daddy. I was just reading the claims.
Don't call me fucking daddy after you just protected this man. You're trying to
protect him. Donald Trump protected him. Donald
You
Trump
think
let him go to a
you think
country
because you
where
have a
he had
cute
no
wig?
record.
You think because you have a cute wig and nice skin, you can try to talk soft to me?
You think I'm cute?
All right, you kind of cute. I ain't gonna lie.
You think I'm cute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'm voting for Trump now. You're soft. See, if you women start acting like this all the goddamn time, I'll be voting for Trump. But they may. I mean, no. I said I'm voting for a Democrat. But if you women start acting like this more, men would start voting right behind you. But you guys are so caught up on this Ku Klux Keisha era, where y'all want to be masculine
Daddy, chill.
emasculate.
I'm sorry. Why
What's up, Postman?
you sure? Oh man. So what happened there? What happened? What happened there? Does this happen in real life for real?
She was using her feminine energy to break him down.
And she did. She did. Is that a demonstration on how women should do it? Is that what you're saying?
No. I mean, yeah, I mean that's some, but that one is too obvious. I don't think there's any kind of feminist thing that could have made me. I don't care how soft she was, vote for Kamala Harris. Would have been. I don't care what she did. She was butt naked. She did everything, and put the Athena costume on and stuff. It wasn't going to happen. But no, some men. But he was right in theory. The sugar works better than the other way around. And men, being the weaklings that we are, we fold to that kind of stuff all the time. It happens a lot.
And then he says, if you were acting like this the entire time, men would follow you just from acting
that's
like
not true. But that's not, that part of it's not true, because men have been following black women and they've been the most belligerent in the world, and we still following too much. So I don't think that that's really true. I mean, we're the only people who live in a matriarchy kind of structure. Men are just starting to break out of it. In the last 13 years, they had to kind of create a whole manosphere to make men stand up and keep their back straight. And that's only halfway working, because it's a lot of warts in the manosphere. So the truth of the matter is, we just started getting heard in the last 10 to 15 years. And that's it, because of social media. Other than that, men have been, pretty much pussycats when it comes to women in the black community, and it's destroyed the community. As far as I'm concerned, So I'm done. I'm landed.
I don't know comment towards this video, because I just was like, this was just too easy.
It don't take that much for men,
right,
men
to see the feminine charm. But you have a lot of men that will say to women, you don't smile, and smile more, and things of that nature. Does she have to smile in order for you to want to greet her or say anything to her? And I know you guys need a sign. Just give me a sign.
I'll say one more thing on that. If you tie this lady to the first lady telling the guy to fix the leak, men have grown up with women telling them to fix the leak like that more often than the soft stuff, and the women have gotten a lot of men to follow. I mean, we would know how to act if black women actually turn soft.
What?
Yeah. I mean, there's some, but not enough to make the difference that it needs to be made. Most of black women are hard, man, hard as hell, like rocks. You gotta go to the penitentiary and get those muscles out to break them, man. There's not a lot of feminine black women out there, and that's their choice, because it's not that difficult to be. I mean, you're kind of feminine. You got enough femininity in you, but I'm sure there's like a little side there that we haven't seen. But we don't want to be on that side of you.
Yeah, that she.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, so there you have it.
Yeah, that woman could have talked the nice she wanted to. We wouldn't have been talking about no politics. It's not going to infiltrate my thoughts by being nice. It's not going to happen. I'm still going to stand on what I stand on. But you smiling and you talking like that, yeah. You might can get me to fix the leak faster.
That's right.
Okay, so to work on the leak, not on politics.
Not on politics, no. You're gonna have to follow me.
That's
okay.
funny.
So the niceness has to have some type of logic that comes with it too, because if not, I can say for myself, I just say you just infiltrating. It's cosplaying.
It's game. It's
yeah.
It's game.
Yeah.
But to your point, like, you have to make yourself approachable. Like, you can't walk around frowned up, and it's so triggering when women say it's so triggering for guys to say, "Why don't you smile?" Because like I'm not gonna approach somebody that's mean mugging. Like I'm just gonna act like you don't exist. Like, yeah, like what you say, huh? But that's just how some people live their life, and they just expect people to break. They expect you to break down that ice cold barrier that they got in front of them, and most guys is not willing to do that.
Okay, so most guys are not willing to approach a woman if she's not smiling because that doesn't give you a sign of warmth, which means it's not a good landing pad for you. You're not seeing a good landing pad for yourself if she's not smiling.
I ain't saying you gotta be
Smile
skinning
is
and
just
grinning,
inviting.
but I ain't saying you gotta be skinning and grinning. But I am saying give me some kind of sign, like drop your handkerchief and let me pick it up. Like, figure out a way. Like, if you don't smile, sit next to me and say, "Hey, what you drinking?" Like it's ways to make guys smile or invoke conversation without acting like you at the comedy show.
It's a common hello. Sometimes it's just a common hello.
Mm-hmm.
The best way for women and men to even have that soft approach is if we both are when you hear the vibration of somebody's voice. Like you hear people when they see somebody. I mean, I'm just one of those guys that if I'm walking in your path, I'm just gonna say hello. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm saying hello to a young lady and she's walking in my path, if she don't say anything, or she'll just be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's we just gonna keep it going. So yeah, when I hear a voice, that kind of it'll tell me who that person actually is on that standpoint.
So Omar Deo, 3796. That's some shots kicking in you. I just want to know what kind of sign you want to see. What other than a smile? So because they are saying smile, so keep hearing that.
I never said to a woman, why aren't you smiling? I don't care if they're smiling or not. If you're in my proximity, I usually say, like, because I'm from the old school, Black people used to nod at each other all the time. I mean, all the time. If I saw you and you saw me and we were walking past each other, you give a little nod. I still have those old habits.
Okay.
Right? Or if I see some women, they don't have to be looking at me, don't have to be smiling. If I might just say hi, but I'm keeping it moving. I'm not, and they can answer back or not, but I'm not really waiting for their response. I'm just moving by, and if they want to say hi back, every so often I hear that, "Hey, how you doing?" And you just keep moving. I think we make too much of it.
We do.
So the guys who are mad is that they want to stop and take some of the woman's time. And sometimes you don't know what another person has on their mind. They can't be on your time, right? They want to be nice. And of course, Black women, of course, there's always some drama, like they always tell us all the time. So if you catch them in one of those times, she's just not going to be accessible. Unless you're extremely handsome, of course.
I think
unless you're handsome, of course.
Oh man, dang.
Hey man, pretty privilege right there.
It's a thing. So I think another sign that I have noticed more and more in my life, when men offer to help you, like I remember being at Wawa, the guy paid for my coffee. He didn't let me open the door. He was like, if my mom was alive, she would not have da-da-da-da. And I'm like, women should get used to treatment like that from strangers, because when you're like, oh no, I got it, there'll be people that, oh, let me put the water, let me carry this, let me do, and I let them do it. I let them do it. Like, you know, because I think that men take pride in letting the women of today know that there are still men out here that's going to do it. Like, there are still, like, contrary to what you might hear on social media or experience, there are men out here that will do that.
I got a question for you.
That, there are some women that will not take the help. No, I got it. Carrying in the water, arm shaking, you know.
Before you go that far, Precious, let's go back to you letting the guy do it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you determine that it's just that innocent for him to help you, as opposed to a guy who wants some kind of reciprocation for being nice to you? And I'm not talking about all the way. How do you tell? You know, there might be some creepy guy that you might not want to help you, right? But how do you pick that up?
So I was in a situation where I heard a guy say, it was a group of guys, right? And they were younger. You guys, look, you gotta fill out the age group too.
Yeah, okay.
There was a group of guys, and I heard the guy say, "Oh, you could smile, but I'm also by myself. The sun is going down. I'm not about to make you feel like I'm about to stand here and have a conversation with you.
Right.
Like, I'm not about to make you feel comfortable, and it's like 5 of y'all, and it's one of me." Okay. Now, back to your question. When it's just that, when you just open the door and I walk out, and, you know, we can exchange a thank you, my pleasure, a smile, and then that's it.
You keep it moving.
Women do have to be cautious. You know, I don't necessarily, I'm not out past, you know, when the sun go down, unless I'm with people. Like, I don't play those games. And so if I am me mugging, it probably is I don't want to talk to you and you're good. You know, so that would be that. But, you know, it's not, and women would take it as, well, what, I gotta smile at you, or you're a stranger, you're, you know. To me, I don't know, I just have a joy in my heart. Like, it's not about a man being a stranger. He's a human being. He's somebody that probably, you know, is having a great day and is spreading that joy. And I think that, you know, when women let those guards down, and, you know, I don't know what anyone has been through. I've never been through anything traumatic sexually and all of that. So I don't attach, you know, certain thoughts and feelings and actions towards that. And a lot of women do. But there's a certain amount of freedom to know that you can literally just smile at somebody and keep it moving. It's a certain amount of freedom that you have when someone says, you know what, I want to buy your coffee today, or I want to help you with X, Y, and Z. There's a certain amount of freedom and, you know, joy you get from that, because they don't have to do that. I'm grateful, you know, for anything that you do that you don't have to do. Yep. You don't have to do that, you know, and women are making it seem like men are telling them that they have to smile. No, you don't have to smile. But at the end of the day, you know, is it part of who you are or is it not?
Right.
You know, I think it comes down to that. I'm a people's person. I love people, but I also need my space to recharge so I can, you know, be that joyous person towards people. Because if not, you probably get the mean mug most of the time. I think, you know, I naturally have that resting bitch face. I know that about me. So I know that I have to be conscious of that. And women should take heed to that as well. If you know you have that natural resting bitch face, you probably should work on that.
You know what? If I was an entrepreneur as a woman, I would make a mask and call it the resting bitch face and sell it online.
A mask?
Yeah, a mask. Yeah, a Halloween mask. You know, the resting bitch face. You know, and mass producers see how much I sell. You know,
a whole bunch.
Yes.
I think you would have I think you would have more men wearing that thing.
With the women thing, with the rest of them.
Yes.
That could be a good icebreaker and shit, you know?
All you gotta do is put resting bitch face on the forehead and then make it a clear mask. So good.
That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some women, I don't know if they don't realize it or not, but it is just the way that their face relaxes in the rest of the bitch face. Like, you know, I know that about myself, so I have to be conscious. But yeah, I thought that video was cute and comical, because that's all it took was a smile. That's all it took was a charm. He even said your wig. didn't even mind the wig.
He was up on game though. I think she laid too much. She laid a little too much on it by calling him daddy. So that right there,
what she was doing, and then he was like, she was like, "You think I'm cute? Yeah, I think you're cute." And then you think I'm cute? She made him repeat it. You know, exactly what she was doing.
Listen, man, you want trouble. If you call me daddy, you want some trouble.
Well,
most men will play her game though. Most men is going to play her game.
We play that game, daddy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What?
Like, do you know me? You want to know me?
Anthony Network says, "Why do Black women find that to be a problem if he asks her to smile?" Precious. Honestly, I don't know. Something wrong with them. So I really don't know. I don't know why it's a problem per se. Again, I think that if it's part of your personality, then you're going to do it anyway. No one's going to have to ask you, to do it. I think it's partly because of what our Payne said. You don't know what people got going on in their day. You don't know what news they could have received. And, now you in their face, like, just smile, girl. Like, it could be a combination of things. But you will see, you can, most people, if you're into reading people, I've been any job that I've had have involved people, serving people or sales. So you read people and you can see that aura on them. Like I can say, Mark, I love people watching is one of the best things I love to do. Like New York, let me sit at a Starbucks somewhere and stare out the window and just observe people and their behaviors. And you could tell when two people are talking, when one person's not into it and the other person is. You could tell when people are out to dinner and they're just not interested in each other, but they're doing this event because it probably was on their calendar to take it. You could tell. And I think that, men are going to shoot their shot regardless. They're going to shoot it till something sticks. A lot of men.
Oh, go ahead. I thought you was finished. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say they'll shoot it till something sticks, but it shouldn't cause a woman to be angry when he asks her that. If that's not who you are, just keep it moving, but don't have no feelings towards it, because if it's not who you are, you're not mad that you're not doing it anyway,
Yeah, it used to be, this is where it gets, it's weird. It used to be a time where if a woman was just walking and she was, she probably had the serious look on her face. It wasn't really the resting bitch. It's not effective if she's not in like a conversation or something like that, right? For instance, like now you can't really get that type of a conversation with a lot of women when you're just passing by. You know why? They got this thing right here that they're looking at. So that's one. The other thing is this. The resting bitch face normally is when we're talking to you.
Yeah.
That's when, you know what I'm saying? But if you're I just remember the young me, if I wanted to just cold approach a woman or something and we just passing by each other, I always used to say, if she had that serious look on her face, stop letting people be rent-free in your face. And I just say it in passing. And then she'll start smiling and then she'll probably look back or something like that. And sometimes I was right on point with it. But she's like, yeah, I need to, because, you know what I'm saying? So it be things like that.
It takes skill. Sometimes
yes.
It's skill to break through that barrier. And I know that men look for the signs and you guys got to kind of be invited in. I always, and I don't see anything wrong with that, right? I don't see anything wrong with that. However, I think that sometimes it's okay to go outside the box and, there are some people who have the gift of gab and some people who don't, but it's okay to crack a joke. It's okay to, because you might see all 30 some odd of her teeth when, as soon as you talk to her, you just never know.
Yeah.
They always just say the meanest looking girls in, high school were the coolest ones, right? You could have a conversation with them. You could crack up with them. They just look like, don't bother me. Like, you know what I mean? I also play basketball. So, you have this feeling about you when you walking around, you and your swishies, you and the team together. You automatically have this don't mess with me attitude anyway because you're competitive. You know you're in a competitive state of mind. And so it's not that, you know, you don't like people or you want people to get out of your face. It's sometimes you really are in your head too much.
Yes.
Hello, Coach Fur, looking like LL Cool J.
I was just about to say round the way, girl. I was
JT Dan, they gonna call me a round the way girl.
I was thinking of the song. I was thinking of the song when she was just explaining how she was, and you know, that type of girl that normally, let me tell you, a lot of those girls they hung around boys a lot, right? So it's not that don't mess with me. It was the fact that we always mess with them. It was always the fact that's where Big Head came from. You know, that's where all the little insults, skinny legs, you know, chicken neck. You know, it was all those things. If you had brothers and you had friends of your brothers, if you had cousins and you hung around them a lot, it just had it gave you the kind of like, it's like that. It's not a rough exterior. It's like you still a girl, but it gives you that type of, you know what I'm saying, where you get along with guys and you know you can talk junk to them just like they talk junk to you.
The only thing JT is saying is just like me. That nigga love a tomboy like me.
Yeah.
He love a tomboy because the tomboy girls was funny.
Yeah.
They had
like
charisma, and they wasn't just loose like that. They wasn't really loose. You couldn't be touching them on their booty or nothing.
Didn't take no disrespect.
But they was the ones. But they was the ones that you like, and you even if you didn't go with her, you respected her.
You taking us all down a very lane.
I'm just saying though, man. That's what I heard JT saying, because I love a tomboy. Every tomboy I saw playing a sport that I was playing, I just used to admire her. And don't let her be on my team. Don't let her be on the opposite team, and I got to check her. I ain't doing, especially if she play basketball. I ain't doing nothing but hand checking and body check. You ain't getting a shot off. But I'm gonna be playing. You ain't gonna get that ball. But I like that. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact.
We had a sister on my block, man. She was fast. I mean, she was faster than all the boys. She was a tomboy, and she was so pretty.
Yeah, pretty.
And nobody was getting closer, but she was so. Everybody would just challenge her to race so we can get some of her attention.
Yep, that's it. That's
just so we could get some attention. She'd be dusting us off, man. She should have ran track. This chick was something.
Oh, she didn't even run track. She didn't.
They still was a lady though.
She might have ran in high school, but we lost track after people moved on. Their family moved off the block. But everybody, she was cool as hell too, man.
Yeah, that was always cool.
Tomboy is down, but she started to blossom at 14, 15. And I was young back then too, so I wasn't like 50. All right, I was 14 to 15 at one time. You know what I'm saying? Way back then. See, man, she was so pretty, but she was so fast.
Yeah,
she was unbelievably fast.
Yeah, they all have a talent, and they have that body, they have that personality. That what used to get me. They funny, and they would take a joke.
When you play a sport, you're well-rounded because you know that you have to keep your grades up. You're known, so people know who you are. So it's like you have friends, but you see who the real ones are, the fake ones. Like, you know what I mean? And you do what you have to do. And so that's why they encourage kids to play sports, because it makes you a well-rounded individual.
Man, I've been saying that for my life.
Yeah.
Precious, you say you play softball? Basketball?
Yes.
What year you graduate high school again?
Yeah.
I'm serious, man. I'm glad listen. Our high school basketball team was going to state. They was going to state championships, and I used to go to their games. And I like basketball players, girl basketball players. And if I couldn't have been in school with you, I ain't gonna lie. You'd have been like, boy, to get your little ugly yelling self away from me. You'd have had to tell me, stop talking to you. I'm just saying. Years ago, when I had
how tall are you?
When I had muscles and everything.
How tall are I?
Yeah, how tall are you?
5'7".
Oh yeah, it'd have been all cracking. and I played football and basketball too, you'd have been like, go, Coach Ferg. Well, you'd have been cheering for me. That ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie about that.
All right, well,
Because we'd have been going to the games together. Obviously, like with you about a bus and everything.
Ferg back there too. You were Coach
Ferg? Yeah, she would have called me Coach Ferg. Precious would have called me Coach Ferg back in the day.
She wouldn't have called you daddy?
No, man, I didn't play that. She had a daddy. She had a daddy.
Yeah. And because we're ending there, we're going to start here, okay?
You guys teach your daughters about the entitlement, where entitlement, sometimes it's a boundary that women set up to make sure that they're not getting less than they deserve. How do you guys teach them to navigate that?
So here's what you're saying. You're talking about parents that don't raise their kids.
No, I'm asking for you guys that are parents that do raise their kids.
You pay no. Men who raise their children, their daughters don't go around thinking like that.
Exactly.
Because we take care of our children.
Ask her what her father said.
Shut up.
That's what boy TK.
Shut up.
When he right, he right.
Yeah. See, when a father don't take care of his daughters, that's the results that you get.
Is what?
Entitlement. You feel like you're supposed to get certain things. But when a man takes care of his daughters, she's not looking for nothing from man. Because she got a dad.
Mm-hmm.
She'll never come to another man and expect anything.
Now, I do agree with that for my situation, right? Although I do, because I grew up with my father, like born and raised by my dad, all of that. So it's different for me. I agree with TK was saying. I just think what she was saying was different, but I still do understand what he was saying to her, because the absence of a father can affect you. It affects different things like your self-esteem and validation, relationship dynamics, emotional regulation. Like it you need your father. You need a father figure in your life to teach you those things, so you're not looking for those.
But can mothers teach that as well, though?
To a certain extent, I think they can. But you still need. Every woman needs that male companion in there. I mean, not companion. That male figure in their life.
Sometimes you might not have that.
It's better to have both. I understand exactly what TK is saying. I have 4 beautiful daughters, and financially, my daughters will never need a man for anything. Therefore,
let's stop it right there. So, of course, they're talking about the importance of a father being in his daughter's life, and talking about the behaviors that come out of women who don't have their fathers in their life, and they expect certain things out of men. He's equating that to, well, you feel that way because you weren't raised by a father. Then you have Charlemagne that says, okay, I have 4 girls. They're never, ever going to need a man for anything, financially, for anything. So having your father as that anchor, that supportive, parent in that way, but then saying that my daughters aren't going to need men financially for anything. How do you then prep them to be in a relationship with a man?
Well, I don't know. Anybody want to go first? One of the things that I think we got to get clear is, and Charlemagne's an ass sometime anyway, the fact that they have money and they don't need a man for money should be, if you're raising them right, put them ahead of the game, because when they get with a man, it's going to be for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And, and that's the key, not the fact that they're going to get with a man because they need his money. Right. And when a woman has her own money, but she's raised right, she'll understand that now I can eliminate the resource issue, and we can have a conversation or at least on the finances, and maybe equals. You know what I'm saying? And I don't need you for those finances, but I like you. I want to be with you. And if a woman is with a man for things other than money, then I think that's a more pure decision that she's with the guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you got to train them up. My daughters are like that. They're not going to need money from a guy.
Facts.
So if they get with somebody, it's going to be because they actually see something that's beneficial to them, and they don't need him to take care of them from that standpoint.
Right.
And if he's a real guy, he'll stand up and try to take it over.
Right.
But because they'll be, I don't know, the rest of the dynamics will pay themselves out, but it'll be more pure when a woman doesn't need a man's money, and she's going. That's the way I see it.
I agree with y'all, Payne, but I'm hearing a feminist mindset and I'm hearing a masculine mindset. in both of those stories, the way both of them put it. We all know TK is right on. Shit, I'm true to this. I'm not new to this. I done lived and worked this. So this stuff I've always said, hey, I'm not trying to be a big guy and blow up. Shit, I like my little 24-hour free days. I love it. I ain't got time to be arguing with black folk about what's best for us outside of what I feel. So TK is spot on. He's been saying it for years. And now, see, people don't understand that their children do grow up.
Yeah.
And if a man is raising a child, and our pain is so 100% because his children will be self-sufficient and independent.
Well, self-sufficient, I don't want them to really be independent. None of us are really truly independent. I just
what I'm saying is,
want to separate, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
It's not going to be about money because they've already been responsible with it. Yeah. He's going to just spoil the kids like we do and have the kids not really learning emotional stability and cognitive developments and shit. And then it's going to be spoken just like, well, if a man got to have a certain amount of money, instead of saying, is he a good character guy?
Right.
Is because I don't know what type of lifestyle, because at one point his lifestyle was shaky. You know what I'm saying? His lifestyle was questionable amongst the men's and the women's. So I would like to know if he's a straight man too, as me. But it's just unfortunate because you heard this man speaking it, and the girl, I think the feminist mindset is always going to try to diminish the importance of a father. We say that, we talk about it, but the problem is it doesn't do anything for our future. It's saying stay separated, ladies. Don't trust your father. Mothers, don't allow the father to ensure that our babies are not filling up the worst of society's, I guess, degeneracy. We don't need the girls doing it. But that's, and I'll shut about this. Oh, girl said, that's the first time I heard her say something serious. She spoke specifically to what women of her caliber and age are dealing with, that emotional problem. She said it, the self-esteem. That's what a father does for any child. That's what a father does. And it's having that relationship is more important than the money amount, because as a father, I can teach my child how to make more money off the little money that we got. But you know, here we are. We dealing with feminists, and some dude's gonna push it, but it's not gonna help us as a unit. As you know, I hate to see Precious all that beauty going to waste for the next 25 years. It ain't gonna work for me. I'm gonna be on here cussing you out at some point. Like, if y'all niggas don't get it together, not you, Precious, but you know, all y'all, man. JT, like, man, I ain't doing this shit no more. I get it, JT, but he's been there though. He's got success out of it. That's what I want. I'm gonna shut up, man. John gonna be a Hollywood dude forever. He gonna be a Hollywood playboy forever.
Hey, so yeah, I do absolutely strongly believe that fathers are very important in their daughter's life. Yeah. However, I think that a lot of men have overcorrected, and I think that a lot of men have given the wrong message to their daughters also. It's very difficult to send the correct message to your daughter if you're not doing it with your wife, specifically her mother, because they have to be able to see. If we're talking about you don't need a man, that should not be. And it's just sad that it is a message that we gotta give to our daughters. We shouldn't. It goes to what our pain was just saying. If she's handling her business, if he's teaching her the right way to go about life, she's going to be capable and competent in life. This is where we're at. We've been in this space for a very long time of women and men both are competent. Doesn't matter what sex it is. It's been we've been doing this. I know all my life there has been competent women and competent men making money and all these other things. the message that I think that's been given to these women by their fathers and along with mothers is that you don't need a man. You make your money and you do these things. That's not a good message to give because guess what? We can see it. The proof is in the pudding. They still don't get the right message. Being able to do things together, being able to be a component on a vehicle that they will consider marriage is how you do it. Not being at a point where you being like, well, I'm making this amount of money, so he got to make this amount of money to be with me and all these different things. It's not like that. One of the things that we do know as men, young men, is that in order to get the type of woman that you desire, the woman, and that's basically what's in our head, right? From how we look at women, from the age, I can say from probably the age of 6, I have no idea of how old, but I know about time we get to be about 14 years old, we know the little girl that we like. We know how she is. And it ain't just because we just looking at a bunch of little girls. It's because we seen our 3rd grade teacher, our 5th grade teacher. We seen the lady next door. We saw the women across the street. We had our aunties. We had everybody. And that helps us make up the type of woman that we desire and the type of woman that we don't want. So about time we get to be about 14, 16 years old, we are already picking that type of girl. It was great that we had the conversation of what we were just talking about, the tomboy girl, all these different things. But that money thing, that whole survival and, you don't need a man type of thing, I think that's the worst message that we could have ever given our daughters.
Yeah. I think women definitely need a man. Women just picked the wrong one. I mean, that's it and that's all.
That's why I said the message, Precious, should be that they see the how mom and dad interact with each other, how auntie and uncle, how grandmother, granddad, great grandma, all of these adults is what molded us. It molds us into adulthood. We start to emulate a lot of that stuff when we get, at an age where we get to be an adult, right? So if you never had a car and your daddy ain't never had a car, your mama, everybody's struggling, you growing up struggling, you got the struggling mindset, right?
Mm-hmm. But I think that's why that message is out there of I don't need a man, because you have that struggling mindset and then you take that on and slap it on your chest like an S. And now you're walking around here like I'm independent, I'm doing this on my own, when community is lost nowadays. But community was where it was at. Community was, I know you have to work this extra shift, let the kids come over, or it's okay if they spend a night and things of that nature. Nobody wants to do that nowadays. And that's not just, single parent homes. That's community with families, and everyone was taking care of everyone's, kids, or looking out, or cooking a dish. I heard you was in a hospital. I cooked you dinner. You don't hear that going on now. Now it's, I don't need anyone. I don't need a man. I don't need friends. I don't need, I don't need this. And people are getting hooked on either vices, social media, and it's keeping you isolated from what could be. And so I think that, and deep down, women would say that they want a man. They have this hard exterior of, oh, I don't need one. I don't need one. I don't need one. When I think that women should be with a man. And I think that there should be some type of union companionship there. But do it with the right one. Don't do it just to have one. I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to being with a man just to have a man. Now there are some women who do subscribe to that. These bills need to be paid. This electric bill is high. I need some help with these kids. So they have their reasons. But like Arpain was saying, he has daughters. They're not going to be with the man because of money. Because they were raised with a father who taught them how to budget, who, you know, instilled work ethic. You know, it's not going to be, oh, what man out here can I get to alleviate some of this financial burden? You know, I've never been with a man because I'm like, oh, he got a lot of money or he don't have a lot of money. It's I like you. That's why I'm with you. Money has never been an issue because I've never been someone who didn't work or who wasn't a hard worker. So I'm not looking at you like, oh, how can I use him or how can I benefit from him? And I know everyone uses everyone. But again, when you have pure joy in your heart, when you're not out here trying to scam people and put things in the go-yard bag, you know, you know, you can see people for who they are. But I think that I don't need a man trope came from that suffering and that mindset of, okay, I'm not growing. This is where I am. This is where I'm staying, and I'm okay with this. I'm making it work for me. When in reality,
I'm sorry.
it's not gonna. It's gonna work, but you're gonna struggle.
It's a weapon. That whole trope of "I don't need a man" is actually a program that was put out in the ether and was meant to fester the way it has. One of the toughest conversations I had with my daughters was, you know, I'm not physically. I actually told them that they need to be covered by a man. I said, you know, you need to be covered. I said, you know, your relationship with me, right? You guys are not kids anymore, but guess what? I cover you. You don't live in my house, but I still cover you. And that's why you call me up if you're going to go out of town and let me know where you're going. Mm-hmm. That's why all of these things you were trained. You don't just leave and go somewhere. You let me know where you're going to go. I'm not tracking you. You don't have to ask my permission. But the reason why you do that is because you want to be sure that somebody knows where you are.
Okay.
And one of the things I want y'all to understand with this, and it's hard these days because they live in this world, in the real world. I don't want y'all to be alone when y'all get older.
But even that small detail, right? Because you see a lot of, especially content creators, you see a lot of these content creators meeting up with God knows who, and then they popping up no longer here on earth, right? Even that small detail of send me your, you know, flight number, or, you know, that small detail. If you're not raised in a home, and actually my mom did that, not necessarily my dad. You know, my mom was always like, if y'all going out of town, send me the information. But you know, they're a team. So, you know, if even that small detail of having that as part of a safety precaution or something that you put in place as a family to say, I'm not keeping tabs on you, but I do want to know that you're safe. And it don't even necessarily have to be, you know, mom and dad all the time. Look, I got sisters, I got cousins. Like, I need somebody to know, you know, I'm not at home base right now. Like, you know what I mean? So even that train of thinking, I don't think that a lot of young girls are so busy trying to live their life and be flown out and, you know, be on the boat, on the yacht, you know, that they're not even thinking of the safety precaution of that because it's yoga. You know, you only live once, so you know, let's do it up. And you're not putting yourself in the safest environment.
That foundation is very important, and I think that's one of the things that's been missing for a while. Think about this. I think adults really messed up the kids playing house. I think adults messed it up because they intervened too damn much. If you actually want to see kids to how they look at family back then, I just remember me and my cousins, we all used to play house. They used to have the Barbies and the Kens and whatever. And you would see them, and what they'd do is build a fort, or they'll build a tent, some little rinky-dink tent or something. And the girl will play the wife, the boy will play the husband. And always it was that she was always cooking in the kitchen and he went somewhere. He had a little vehicle and he drove somewhere, even when they played with dolls. And you seen the mindset of how they looked at, you know what I'm saying, adults. Try it now. A whole different ball game The mindset of kids now, who you think you is? La, da, 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 da. It was even the time I remember when it started being really, really bad because playing house ended up being a bad thing. I know in the black community it was because all you seen was we gotta have sex. You know, it was along with how you go get it and stuff. It was just like it. I was a kid and we seen the oversexed part of the games that we was playing. Instead of playing hide and go see, we started playing hide and go get it. The craziest part was that was all around the black neighborhoods in America. You say hide go get it to a lot of cats, they be like, yeah, I know what you're saying. And I'm like, how the hell did we didn't have no internet or nothing like that, but we all knew that game. And when they play house, then next thing you know, playing house started being a little vulgar for kids because of what they're seeing with the adults. You seen it because there was a song that came out, a rap song that came out by this group called the Dog Pound. And the name of the song was Let's Play House. And all it talks about is sex and all of this stuff. Those guys were kids. Why do you think they had the mindset that they have? Right? Because it stayed with them. Playing house used to be innocent until you start seeing the grown-ups start to intervene.
You mentioned Barbie and Ken. I saw that they have a Barbie out that has like a cutout stomach, but like a baby's in there.
Yeah.
And when you pull out the baby, like you can pop the silicone like material that it's in. And a creator was like, okay, like we see the Barbie has had a baby or a C-section. That's what she was calling it. I was like, C-section, like it's just a baby. Like, why are we going all the way there? But anyways, but she was like, where's Ken? Like we see Barbie.
But where's Kid?
But where is Ken? Where's the car? Like where's all the, other extra little toys and accessories that they gave you, that purse, the dog, where is that? And I was like, if this is real and they really made a Barbie like this,
they did
with the dog with the belly. I haven't seen it in stores, and I haven't been looking for it either. But that is amazing that in 2026 that's where we're at.
Adults intervening. That's crazy. Yeah, I had Tonka trucks. I remember having Tonka trucks. Yeah, you got Lamborghinis and man, it's like the imagination has been gone. You got
the Teslas. Remember them little cars? Yeah. The little Jeeps, like the kid toddler size.
Yeah.
I mean, making Tesla ones now. I mean, keeping up with times. We're not even finished this video.
Okay. What's next?
For the only thing another man could provide my daughter is real love and companionship. And guess what? They're going to know what that is because they've seen it in their parents. And I think that is the most important thing. You want to show your daughters what real love, real companionship looks like, because they'll see how their father treated their mother. And that's what they'll look like. That's the most important thing that they should be looking for, if you ask me.
The only thing with my kids is I just want them to be happy, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want them to ever be in a situation where they rely on somebody so much they can't be their truthful, honest self.
right.
And you see that a lot, right? You see sometimes women will play the background because they feel like I have to stay in this situation. This is how I have my home. He raises our kids. He does that, and I never want that to be for any of my kids.
I don't want no pimp hole dynamic.
Nah. So for me, it's like I want my daughter. Yo, you can lean on me. I don't care if it's 3 a.m. You need something small. Call me. And my kids know that. Madison knows she can. My other ones are younger, but she knows that she can. Like I am daddy, but
all that.
I feel like with myself personally that me not having my dad and us between me, my mom, my grandmother having to figure things out, it put me in a place where like I really don't know how to, even if I saw it, like now if my mom were to be married and I was to watch a marriage, I don't know if I could know how to emulate that. And I watch y'all and I ask y'all so many questions because I'm learning in real time. It's a hard thing for me to even like not feel like I got it, I don't need you, I got it.
Independence ain't giving out transactional poom poom though.
Yeah,
and I think
but-
that there's a lot of moms who sometimes teach their daughters that, you know, if you're gonna be doing this for him, make sure he's doing
Yes.
this for you.
Mhm.
That's not independence.
But
Independence is not when you can say, hey, you get that man the poom poom, let me give you some paper.
But
That's not
I
independence.
think that grows, like, because my mom years ago would say that to me, but me now, my mom is like, I want you to like find somebody that like is there for.
Wait, hold on. She said her mom would say that to her years ago. Hold on, but did we hear that right? What changed? Hold on.
Poom poom though.
Yeah,
and I think
but-
that there's a lot of moms who sometimes teach their daughters that, you know, if you're gonna be doing this for him, make sure he's doing
Yes.
this for you.
Mhm.
That's not independence.
But
Independence is not when you can say, hey, you get that man the poom poom, let me give you some paper.
But
That's not
I
independence.
think that grows, like, because my mom years ago would say that to me, but me now, my mom is like, I want you to like find somebody that like
And be
is there
happy.
for you
Too
because
late.
she's been through a lot more in life now.
Too late.
So like she.
That makes no sense.
No, what she's saying is
It's too late.
her mom probably seen,
late.
lived a lifestyle of that transactional.
Her mom was telling her, girl, use what you got to get what you want. That's
Right.
the message.
Almost like, you know, you see me and your grandma out here, you know, and if you're going to be dealing with a man, make sure he's going to be bringing something to the table. And
Now, make
that
sure you getting that
so
money.
harmful because, and yes, a man should be bringing something to the table. That goes without saying. However, when you're using it in a context of a single family home, you are pushing the narrative that this has to be a transactional type of relationship because we struggling over here. So anybody you bring over here gonna have to be able to put something in the pot.
But
And
the
that's
transaction,
detrimental to a woman's psychological development.
but today the women are they messing it all up because again, it's always been a transaction. But I guarantee her mom and our grandmama, when they had a man, they was taking care of that man. I guarantee you, they were providing
Well,
something.
that was the struggle, and then
But that
whatever.
wasn't really a struggle, though. The struggle is today because people are coming and saying before they even get a man in their presence, nigga, where that money at?
Yeah, and it's because again, I'm listen. We all been living a little longer, and I've just I have a different way on how I look at it now. I think it's women and men alike that's really giving a bad message to these young folks. That the table, right? The table. It wasn't hard for us as men to be able to correct our kids. And even the mothers of our kids to say that the table does not mean that you actually are bringing something to the table. The table is the negotiation table. It is a metaphor for marriage. This is what I have for us. Are you willing? This is why we propose to women. When I propose to you and you say yes, that's the table that we're at because we are negotiating. It's a negotiation table. But now we done got so far in the 2020s, and I think they had the wrong idea in the 80s and 90s. They just wasn't correct. It wasn't anybody correcting nobody. Now we in 2026 and moving forward, where that's why you got women saying, I am the table. And dudes would sit back and have the conversation with them still without even correcting them because they don't even know. It's the negotiation that we have when I propose to you. I'm not bringing nothing to no damn table when we just dating. That ain't how we doing that. This is where it goes to the point where that's why we're dating. This is a trial. We should not be dating forever. So the thing is that we should be dating and courting for marriage. It's an American way. It has always worked. It has always worked. People keep thinking that it don't. No, because you don't have any principles behind your actions. You just think that you should get married for no reason at all, just because you so-called love somebody. That's why we have the problems we have. So that table thing, if they're telling her, and you're right on point, Precious, they're talking about, and that's what I was saying, they're talking about struggle. You're going to always struggle in relationships if you don't have principles behind it. If you don't understand, traditionally, it still worked. The reason why it doesn't work anymore because the mindset has changed of our people. That's just what it is. They lost a lot of the things that comes with it. When you hear people talking about marriage, marriage is not for old people. It's not for broke people. Marriage is for people to build communities. Now, we already understand everybody is not going to do it. And society has been fine with that, right? The problem is now we don't have any community builders. We just got a bunch of people doing stuff they don't even understand why. And that's why we have a problem. That's why my whole thing, I'd be like, they keep talking about this doggone table. Just to break the whole table up, because ain't nobody getting married. Just break it all up and let's relearn all of this stuff all over again. And then they want to pull out Bibles and all of this stuff. No, common sense. It's just common sense. Well, it used to be common sense. I don't know what you can call it now, but
yeah, them niggas ain't using no common sense.
Yeah, I can't do with that.
When my mom went through what she went through, the one thing we kept saying is, wow, if she had a husband or someone here with her, it would have been a lot easier on me and my brother, right? So her life has taught her differently. And sometimes it takes that as well too. She just was teaching me what
her decisions has taught her differently, not necessarily life. Life, parts of life does happen to us. And then there are parts of life where we make certain choices and we have to deal with the outcome of those choices. And I don't think sometimes a lot of women take into consideration, let's just say kids, for instance. So her mom had 2 kids and was not married, was not in a relationship where they were covered. The more kids you have, the more pressure, the more pain, the more crying, the harder it is, the more everything falls on you. And so again, it's that struggle mindset. If to be with someone because you like them is freedom. Like that is complete freedom. When you say, I'm not trying to, have a come up, I'm just trying to love you. And it's funny how you hear a lot of people that say, well, this time I married for love. Next time I'm going to marry for money. Why is that saying such a saying? Is that, because once some married people go through it, they're like, well, I married for love the first time, but for the second time I'm going to marry for money.
But you don't hear no men saying that.
Oh, throwing that in the pot doesn't help.
Men don't say that.
Okay.
Yeah, men don't say that marrying for money.
Hey, let something happen to my wife and I'm single out here. She gonna have to have at least 300.
Yeah, but you
at least 300. I ain't dating no broke chicks.
But you geriatric, you don't count.
You better come with that 300 to be come. Let me see what you got. Let me check the credit score. I'm checking the credit score.
What was she gonna say after what she said? I know you cut it off, but I would like to see what she finished because her mother was, her mother gave her a lot of. I think she's being honest that her mother gave her a lot of bad information.
Yeah, bad information.
Right. Okay. So her life has taught her differently. And sometimes it takes that as well too. She just was teaching me what she thought made the most sense because she didn't want me to have to stay in a situation and be beat up, broke up, whatever, because a man is taking care of me. So
I get it.
She wanted me to control the situation. And I think that sometimes women think control is control and it's not.
You control by having your own.
Yes, right. I agree. I agree with that.
Okay.
No kid left behind education logic.
If you listen to what she said, right, she almost kind of dismissed whether the guy was good to her or not. She doesn't want a man to be in control. That's the biggest issue. Right. But that's one of the biggest issues, whether the guy is good or not.
Yep.
Women want this control thing. Yep. And again, in a relationship with a man, if you're in a serious relationship with a man, he de facto has responsibility to lay the tracks for your family to run on. But he can't do that unless he has the authority to make decisions. Yeah. That means he has to have control. And women don't want to relinquish control, and today, mostly because they have money, right? And that's not And so what they don't understand is no matter how much money you have, it's good for you. Might want a man at a higher stature, but he didn't get there to marry you just to relinquish his control of you. A lot of women can't deal with that. So if I'm a captain of industry and I marry a multi-millionaire woman, she's got to realize I'm going to treat her like my wife. I'm going to be loving, but I'm going to expect her to acquiesce to my leadership. And that means control. And then she'd have to trust me that control, my leadership doesn't mean I'm going to be a barbarian, because I'm going to respect where your position is. But we ain't going to debate everything. You're going to either have to trust me in this relationship or you're not.
Yeah. It goes to show what we say on these panels all the time. Parents didn't teach their children to be married
themselves.
But yeah, and they wanted to. It seemed like, and maybe it's me, my point of view when I see it. It's like single women with daughters want their daughters to pretty much suffer in relationships like now. They always giving them the bad advice that's gonna definitely keep men who may want to be with them away or push them away. They said it. She said it. Her and her brother. Once they grew up, they realized, damn, if Mama had a daddy, if we had our daddy, it might have been different. But the grandmama wasn't going to give up her control of a man. She's teaching the mama. Mama wasn't going to give her up control of a man. So she just pushed it right to her daughter. And she's an attractive young lady, right? And I would think, I don't know her age, but at some point in her early 20s, a guy wanted to be her husband. But the mindset that she pushed on her, you don't want to be in a relationship where you're getting beat. So you're assuming black man just gonna be, see, that's the thing. They always look at it from the worst of situations that they didn't even experience. And that's what a lot of older women did wrong, especially to the younger women today are moving a little different. But Precious, y'all age, your peers, their messaging was all wrong. It was all wrong. And y'all in the prime of y'all life, and a lot of them are fighting, just cooperating with a dude because they don't want to give up their control today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The message just been, it just messed everything up, man, because look at how people look at marriage. They look at marriage as this thing where you stop living, right? Yeah. It's like, and I'll be like, no, actually, you start really living there. You know what I'm saying? It's really, especially if you got kids, if you have, when you see people that's really into their family, they're doing better than the single people, right? That got kids. Because the thing is that you don't want to be a parent outside of the household. You don't want to be a parent when the other parent is not there to be able to help you in the house, up under the same roof. That shit sounds crazy as hell. When you see, when you see families at their best, it's when they can do all of the things, they can break away from the monotony. You know what they call that? Family vacation, right? Because it's the same thing whether you married or not that you're gonna do redundant things. Get up, go to work, take care of the kids, do whatever you do, go get food, cook, do it, and you rinse and repeat. You do it all over again. It's the same thing, right? So being able to have the message at an earlier age, it'll get you to a point where you will understand that, oh yeah, everybody wants to be with somebody. We see that. But nobody wants to stay with anybody, right? Because they think it's going to be better with the next person and the next person. And now we're like, wait, we just got all the, because people are using their own anecdotal experiences, and they're telling, this is the thing. It's cool for you to tell your counterparts. But when you bring that shit down to the younger folks, you're giving them a doom and gloom kind of way of looking at things. Look where we at. We're in this is the first time we've experienced a generation of people that don't even want to be married. Mm-hmm. They don't even want kids.
Yeah.
That's not good at all. So the message was, it was overcorrection. It was people that were just, and you're doing it to the kids. Look, we say it all the time. I'm not trying to help you old ass people no more. Y'all done. Our message is for the younger ones, right? And a lot of them, if they wait another 5 years, we ain't talking to you either. You old now. You old now. You come over here with us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I can understand what they're saying. That's why I said, with the comedian TK Kirkland was saying, a part of that, Yeah, I can agree with it, but I'm like, no, he still gave the wrong message to his daughter. He still gave the wrong message to his daughter, even though he, you know, he just overcorrected it.
Is it up there or no? You guys see?
That's what I was,
Lord
that's what I
Jesus.
was showing. That I just brought that up to show you that what you was talking about. That's right there. It's
Lord
a real thing.
Jesus. If let me say this. If any of you black mamas go out and buy this shit for your daughter, you ain't shit. Don't buy this. Don't even let this white girl take off. Don't do it. I don't care if you see a black doll. That shit is not cute. That is totally disrespectful to your 12-year-old, your 11-year-old. That's totally disrespectful.
Yeah.
That's totally disrespectful. This is called sexualization of the woman. This shit is diabolical.
By having a baby?
Man, I mean, who plays with the baby dolls? Kids.
Yeah.
We got pregnant baby dolls. That shit is diabolical. And they not listen.
Well, hold on. Hold on for a second before you go up. I mean, the doll itself is not depicting a little girl.
No, but little girls play with baby dolls.
Right.
It don't matter the age of the
playing with that thing.
Yeah, it don't matter the age of the baby.
I wouldn't buy one. I'm trying to look at the outrage. I could see if they had like a doctor and he's like trying to kill it.
No.
Red doll in the packaging,
right,
with the baby inside.
What does it say? Pregnant doll?
It's a pregnant doll. You see the baby picture? You see the baby?
No, I'm just trying to say. Maybe I'm like I said.
That's a bad. No, that's a bad picture.
I wouldn't buy this for my kids.
It wouldn't be bad if the message was also marriage and you at least family. But they already had those type of dolls already. You didn't have to have that. They had games and stuff too that showed. You remember the game Life?
Yeah, Life. Yeah,
Life, Monopoly. All of these things, they had these type of games that showed us the practicality of you know what I'm saying, living.
For the Life, because I played
that
Life.
right there is showing it because we had. Yeah, so what the kids have in their mind already, and what the world have in their mind, or at least in America, is baby mama, right? That's why it's such a problem. If that was they had that like in the 70s, guaranteed they would have had a male doll. They would have had little kids and all of that.
Tuxedo on Ken and put a bridal.
Ken ain't nowhere. They don't even sell Kens anymore. Ken is trans.
He's trans.
Ken is trans. Yes,
he's trans. Man.
Yes,
exactly.
Ken is trans.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Ken is trans.
Was he trans in the movie?
They got the movie. He's gay in the movie. He's fluid.
Yeah.
Christ.
He's fluid.
Yes.
Oh my God!
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
The movie. I refuse to go see that movie.
Yeah, I did go see the Barbie movie, and I wish I didn't. It was literally like
gay guy.
Men out of
man,
here.
he's flaming like a mom. He's like Peter Pan in the movie.
He kept bullying Ken. I'm like, all right now.
He was a punk. It was.
But that's what I'm saying, though.
You saw it too, JT?
Yeah,
I
bro.
haven't seen it. I seen when I seen Ken on the preview. I said, "Oh yeah, he's just."
And I'm thinking I'm the only man who's never seen Schindler's List
Mm-hmm.
or Dances with Wolves. I refuse to see those.
I watched both of them.
Yeah, man, come on, man. This is bad, man. Black mothers, don't let this shit come in your house. Don't think because the baby dog will be black, because they promote this shit and y'all go out and buy it because they put it in a sister. It gives the wrong message to your young children.
Well, yeah,
It's like, look, the body
It gives the
is
wrong
still a regular-
message.
It's still a regular body with the curves, but you just
Right. She ain't got no. She ain't got.
it's not realistic.
Hey, Precious. Her nose ain't spread out. She ain't rosy in the cheeks.
No symptoms of pregnancy, but the baby.
Right. Those ain't even the hips to have babies. Them hips gotta. Hey, you gotta widen them hips out now.
Well, your baby go find out how to have it one sooner than later if you be buying a dolls like that.
It says kids just see their mom and end up pregnant with no man in the house, and it happens at least a couple times in their childhood.
Yep.
Yeah, they got them stair steps.
Then you start having your sons, start hanging around the females or hanging around mom, and now mom is infiltrating her thoughts and her traumas and everything on the sons and even the daughters. It just becomes a vicious cycle. It becomes a vicious cycle, and it, like you said, JC, there's no more community, and so now you're going to your peers with these types of attitudes, and you're starting to think this way in mass numbers because that's just how social media spreads and that's how trends spread. It collects the masses' attention, and it's destructive. It's destructive because you then end up with women who say, what do I need a man for? You end up with some men who's like, I want to be a woman now. I didn't see my mama in dresses. I didn't try it on her heels. I like the attention, so it just does not end up good for our community whatsoever.
Absolutely.
Backwards, if you ask me.
It's already come to a head. It's already come to a head.
Man, the cheap gas ain't even a cheap gas no more because it's expensive because gas is expensive.
Right.
You go past the gas station that's supposed to be the cheap one. You're not even the cheap one no more.
Right.
All right, so we're gonna get into this last video of marriage is for broke women, and I mean we're kind of just going into these videos very effortlessly. Don't plan these conversations, but it seems as though they're just streaming very well along. Guys, hit that like button if you have not. The thumbs up outside of the live chat, we greatly appreciate it. Help it spread throughout the algorithm. We're gonna get into this last video, and then I'm gonna give you a Wednesday back. Okay. So we have a social media personality, Mandy, who says that marriage is for broke women, and these are her reasons that she gives as to why marriage is for broke women. Let's take a listen.
More having your own career, bringing in your own money.
Protect everything that you have.
If you're a woman that is focused on making more, having your own career, bringing in your own money, absolutely. I think, okay, so this is going to be my hot take. And no shade to either.
We're only 3 minutes in.
I know. I think marriage is for broke bitches. Oh. And so I think a woman who wants to be married is leaning more into the patriarchy and wants to be essentially, possibly taken care of, have their man as the leader. All of the ideals for me of what marriage looks like is that. So I just saw my friends recently this weekend. She was like, did you want to be married? And I literally said, yeah, when I was poor. As a woman who can now provide for herself, also doesn't want motherhood, and also sees a lot of these celebrity women now having to continue working because they have to pay alimony. I mean, we have even podcasters now paying alimony. Shout out to Rachel Lindsay. There's all of these people that once you make a certain amount of money, if your man doesn't, you have to pay them out. And I just don't want to be that.
That's a take.
I don't want to be that.
But you also start.
So her concern is if it don't work out, her concern is if it does, because I am a progressive woman, I will then have to give up the pot. Because if we're married for a certain amount of time, you have this lifestyle, whatever she's envisioning it going, her main objective is the money.
Yeah, well, that, and the fact that she doesn't want any children.
Right.
She should. I mean, if she don't want no children, it don't make sense for her to be married. She don't want any kids, and she wants to maintain control. It doesn't make sense for her to be married. Let me tell you this. If you go and look up stats, 80 to 90% of millionaires, that's both men and women, are married.
Yeah.
Are married. That means rich women are getting married too. Right. So she's just talking from her own personal preference, and that kind of poison, she's putting poison into the ether. That's what she's putting out there, because she's well within her rights not to want to get married.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But to tell a woman who, to say it's only for broke women, one, it's not true. It's not true.
Yeah, where does that come?
And it's just dangerous conversation. And the worst part of it is there's nobody around her in that podcast that's going to challenge the bullshit she just said. She's not going to be challenged.
She said, these are my views and my takes on marriage. That's where she got me, because it's like, okay, well, what did you see in your, that struggle? You must have came from a struggle.
Yeah.
Now you feel like you got to do more. You got to put yourself on the map. And by all means, establish yourself and let your gifts work for you as long as you work in the right gifts, and truly putting them out there for a certain intention, a pure intention. But to want to get these things, there had to be a certain type of struggle, or you saw a certain type of relationship growing up. Like, I'm not out here like I need to be a millionaire. I'm not out here, and that doesn't mean I don't want to make money and make my coins, but it's not like I'm out here like, oh my goodness, I'm chasing the million. I'm chasing, nothing can get in my way, not even a man. I'm getting to the bag. Like, it's like this infatuation for women to just be the wealthiest creatures walking this earth. Again, get your money, get your coin. I'm not trying to discourage women from being successful, because successful people get married all the time. But it's the infatuation on the mindset that if I make more money, a man is not even a part of the equation. It's almost going back to the days of, if I have a man in this house, I can't get this check. Like, I can't get these benefits for these kids if this man is seen in this house. So he got to go. So it's crazy how, that narrative, not to say that it ever left or went anywhere, but how it's coming back in 2026 in the form of women being successful. Before it was the government check, but now women are like, all right, I'm too good for the government check now. Right? I ate the government cheese growing up and I don't want to be there anymore. Understandable. But to then say it's one or the other, I'm going to make this money. And if I make this money, I can have a man, because if he leave me, he's going to take my money. You shouldn't be in a relationship anyway. You should just be alone.
Isn't that part two? It's two things. It's two parts to that. One, if he leaves you, she might, if she's the breadwinner, and she doesn't necessarily have to be, but let's say she is, she's going to pay alimony. Right. The real part to that is that she doesn't want to have to give the man anything, even if they were married. She doesn't want to share what she has with a man. That's what she's talking about. So, because in the basic tenet of a marriage is that you're going to be together and you share everything. Whether, it doesn't have to be just money. You share emotions, you share relationships, you share stuff, okay? Freely, because this is the person you want. She doesn't want to share that with a man because she doesn't see a man from that lens. And that's why she goes right to money. I don't need that kind of provision, which provision to her is only what you could afford to buy her, right? And it's a shortcoming, right? And it's more other things, right? Of course, Kristen has the 4 Ps, but it's a shame. It's not that she doesn't have the right to feel the way she does. Right. What she's doing wrong is, and being allowed to do, is spread that poison into the ether.
And most of these women that are failing in relationships, not even marriage, are going to be the ones that's going to result to that. But this is the problem. They don't think that they're going to get old. They don't think that their life is going to end. They don't even look towards, this is why I have a problem. And it's going to be another 50 years and Black people are still going to be jealous of other races, because those other races are going to still have a leg up because of generational wealth. We won't ever accomplish that as a whole, because we're not trying to marry and have children. Generational wealth comes from what? The children getting it from the parents, and then they will be able to give it to their kids, and the kids will be able to give it to theirs. It'll be enough. But we ain't even trying to get on the first step of it. The first step of it would be marriage and children. That's how that goes. And in that thing of marriage, making it work, not looking at marriage as we are still dating each other. Marriage is a journey. That's why when you see people that have 60 years in, when you see that and you say both of them motherfuckers old and decrepit, their kids, listen, my mother's a senior citizen. My grandfather is still living. He's a senior citizen too. You can't tell the difference from the both. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking care of her. She can't take care of him because she's having ailments and all these things too, right? So when we're looking at this and we're hearing this young lady talk, and she's saying, I don't want to be in a relationship because of the doom and gloom, the shit that's in her head. I don't want to have to share it with a man. Ma'am, then you guess where your stuff gonna go? To whoever it is. When by the time you die, it's gonna be somebody else living in your house. It's gonna be somebody else driving your car. It's gonna be somebody else that's spending your money. Probate right now has millions and trillions and billions of dollars in it. You know why? Because you have people that don't have nobody to give it to.
Right.
The ones that win out of this whole thing is the lawyers and judges.
Facts. They win.
That's who's winning. We're going to keep losing because we're not understanding that y'all trying to get to the bag. Damn the bag. Get to the wealth. You can't do it. You may not be the one to get wealthy, but if you have a leg up for your children and give them what they need and not the things that they want, then that would give the next generation a better chance. But they're not even trying to get the next generation a better chance. They're talking about themselves. So there would never be any generational wealth in that bloodline if everybody keeps thinking the way that they're thinking.
Man, these sensational individualists now. That's where we are.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, and I could be wrong, it's gonna come in waves. We ain't trying to be out here and starting over with no kids.
Yeah.
Even now, right? There's a wave of women moving differently, right? But when it comes down to that adult economy that they'll be in, they're going to be making some babies. The problem is, as JT has been stating, if these younger women are not trying to find a husband or be with a good, young, hardworking man and build, they'll be the ones that's out here broke with they'll have a bag. It'll be a bag lady. It'll be plenty of bag ladies out there because the government is even being a little bit more stingy on how it's helping that single parent. And so I think the women are not really looking at it for the future. My, that's all people say. I'm not going. You saying you ain't gonna give your kids shit either. You ain't gonna give your people pass away. Who gets it? The state gets it. So all these bags and purses, they gonna put that shit in the Goodwill. They ain't taking none of that. That's what is it called? Bread and butter. What they say on the movie? That's some bullshit.
Butters and guns.
Yeah, the stuff that we idolize ain't gonna bring nothing for what we gonna do is I'm gonna leave and I don't have no Jordans. I'm gonna leave in my pair of 5 Jordans and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's bullshit. And it's unfortunate that women in their prime, these are only looking at themselves. F the future, and it's gonna be unfortunate. I hope I'm not here when it all hit the fan for real. But those ones that are just gonna live this life of continuous, I don't need nobody, they're gonna have it rough. Precious, listen, you got to make a deal and find one of them little nugs out there. Somebody wants you.
Why are you messing with you, Precious?
Because Precious has what you. I gotta find somebody. Man, what's the age group? What's the age group? 50 and under? Is it 50 to 45? 50 to 44? There's got to be somebody. I'll put you on mute.
When you say make a deal, what does that mean? Compromise on
meaning you have non-negotiables. You have non-negotiables, right?
Of course you do.
He's gonna have some non-negotiables too.
Right.
So
what if those non-negotiables clash?
But it doesn't matter. You got 3, he got 3. Y'all can fill in the rest with what y'all come to an agreement with. Those last 4, y'all make an agreement, and do the damn.
It's like buying a house. Huh? Somebody gonna have to lose something.
Hey, that's a good one. I'm gonna have to write it.
I'm just saying 3-3. We're gonna come up with 4, and this is what we're gonna stand by.
Well,
and
when
if y'all
the first
agree,
one crashes with the other one, I mean, how do you even get to 3 or 4?
no, but you gonna have your 3. You got 3 main ones that you got. Kendra G show. You got your 3 non-negotiables. A man that's on his shit, he gonna have some non-negotiables.
Right, and what if one of the non-negotiables is you have to want to be married and they don't want to be married?
Oh no,
But
then she can't be with him. That's
not a guy to marry.
Yeah,
the guy
that's
that's gonna
not.
marry you.
He can't get to the table.
Yeah,
he can.
Saying that women don't want to be married. There's a lot of men who don't want to be married either.
Yeah,
but see, first, that's the thing. We eliminating all that.
Yeah. That right there is an eliminator. That right there is. If he's saying that I don't want to be married, then he's
don't even get to sit down at the table.
He can't come to the table.
Well, that's what
not
I'm
at all.
to y'all in essence. You know.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, like if the first qualifier or non-negotiable clash.
We moving on. We ain't even giving that nigga 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We having that conversation after our second dinner.
Precious, I understood. He's still out here he's still playing, ain't he? I understood.
Precious.
And nigga got 90 days
exactly
to get
what you
it together.
said.
But Coach, you said something in the beginning, right?
I'll be right back, y'all.
We skipped right over that. What's the age group for the young
Yeah, that's
ladies?
what I'm saying. Precious, what's your age group?
35. I think it's 35 to 40.
Hold up, Precious. What you about 36? Precious young, you 35, ain't you? 30.
No, not her age, but the age for the guy. 35.
Yeah, the guy.
The age for the
Nigga can't be older than 50. Nope.
No, 35 to 45. That's what I said.
The age for the guy, 35. You said 35 to what?
To 45.
45.
35 to 45.
I will go to 50.
Oh,
okay. It's a whole lot.
It would depend. It would. I mean, not just any old 50.
You had to have swag like Coach Ferg and shit. And, you know what I'm saying? You got to have that. You got to have that
swag like Coach Ferg.
Yeah.
Not any old 50, but yeah. I don't. You know, there are a lot of things where people are like, well, what do you see in a guy, and what do you want? Like, we just gotta naturally click. Like, I'm not going out there saying he got to be this, he got to be that.
No, Precious, we understand that. That's what I'm saying.
35 too young? Is 35 too young? That can't be too young.
It's 30. No guy. Listen, I
don't think 35 is too young.
No, I'm gonna set your parameters. Ain't no dude younger than you. Nope. You got to be your age or up to 50, as you say. Ain't no dude younger than you, because he still got it ain't gonna be a mix. You focus driven.
No, but a man at 35 is a man.
Okay, yeah. Okay, if you okay, so he's in that group, right? Yeah, I'm just saying, Precious. We ain't got time. It's over. I'm not listen. It is over. It is over. We got. No, but again,
what I will say is, although I want to be married, marriage is not the end all be all for me. Like, I want to be married, but am I going to die on a hill if it don't happen? No, I'm still going to be living a good life. I'm still going to travel. I'm still going to do the things that I like to do.
Yes, I get it.
I'll have a drink.
I get it. You the little hush should be given to God when you go to glory. You'll get he'll be the last one to get some precious when you go up to glory. So what I'm saying, okay. Listen, I'm just trying to see the time frame. Okay. You wake up tomorrow, you go to work, boom. Here it is a guy.
There isn't. There's like 8 of us in that damn office.
Precious, I ain't talking about at the job. It's on the way to the job. It's you catch. Now I don't want to say you got no accident, no flat or nothing, but you just, I don't know, your shoes untied. You put your bag fall off your shoulder, and the guy's just like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he's like, "Boom," he want to get to know you, and say y'all get to know each other. Is there a time frame from then and y'all say, okay, we're going to be together? Are you going to give us a 2-year engagement, or can we see that go down within the year and it's just celebration for Precious. Now you can tell him you got to give us Wednesdays nights, and you know what I'm saying. But again, even in the fact that
that's so funny, what
you've seen from YouTube, the conversations you've had, and the people you've met, right? Mm-hmm. I would just if anybody I would let him talk to, maybe not me, because I'm not gonna be light and easy and give him all those philosophical questions. I'll let him talk to our pain, though. I'll let him talk to our pain.
I have two fathers. I mean, I respect y'all. I have two.
I get that.
I respect y'all, but after these panels, I don't know.
Listen, that's even better, right? That's even better. And again, they may be that Precious, that tenderfoot father, and our pain gonna be raw. He gonna be like, "Hey, motherfucker, you ain't playing games with my girl." See, our pain that uncle. Our pain will be that uncle.
I'm still at the shoelaces being untied. So
I'm the cousin.
So here's the guy. If he's cool, right? She's walking her shoelaces untied. He said, "Hey, it's just hold on for a second." He bends down and he ties his shoelaces for her. Oh, man. He's in there.
Yeah, he should be.
I don't know if he's in there. I mean, it was a nice.
Oh man, not in there. I'm just saying he's got to open it, man.
That's a number worthy.
Y'all, you do have to.
We're romantics.
Men make it like any guy that's nice should, should be an option for you, right? For a woman. Like any guy that comes up nice,
Precious.
Until he eliminates himself, he's an option.
Women have to genuinely like you in order for anything to be seen. If there's an ulterior motive, I see
Precious, we ain't going there. We ain't get that out of our head. There's no ulterior motive. It just happened to be.
You got to understand where Precious is coming from. I get it. We talked about this before. Because you're not the same as a woman, as some women. You have some imperatives that have already been punched. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have any air of desperation.
Right.
You don't have that. So there's women who get to certain ages and they haven't punched that imperative, and their thought process is going to naturally be different.
Yeah.
In terms of how they look at a man, and because after a while, once you get to certain ages, now the clock feels real.
Yep.
So, but if you already had that imperative punched, there's no real urgency there. That urgency is different. And I think, and a lot of men, we don't talk about that enough, but maybe it's not for a man to speak, but I recognize it.
Yeah, it's
not the truth, but I recognize it with women in general.
I'm a movement by myself.
All right, well, that's a good thing, but that's a good thing, though. That's what I'm just saying. That, sometimes things fall in our favor, right? When we're doing the right things in life, and see, you approach things from a balanced point of view. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying. I know you're with the women. You value the women. You value being a woman. And that's special to a man when he can see that a woman values being a woman, right? And I'm not trying to get you married, but just in case, though.
No, the thing is though, is that it's more of the effort has to be in the man. Got to be, bro. Listen, that's why I hate these songs that they got now. I hate these damn songs that these dudes have. Look, when a man want a woman, he going to get her, man.
That's all I'm saying.
That's the effort of him.
With that man.
But you got to open up that door, though, Precious, for him to come and get you.
Right, but he's gonna know that I like him enough for him to come and get me.
Period. I think so.
Like, I don't think that this is not hard. It's not hard for me to go outside and get a man, y'all. Like, I know y'all mean well, but it's not. And I'm not trying to. And I never brag or do anything. Like, it's not. That part is not hard. It's actually being with someone that you genuinely like. It's being. you walk outside every day, there are men and there are women. I'm sure it's not hard for any of you to get a woman. Like, it's actually coming across someone that you genuinely like and that you can see yourself sacrificing things for.
I beg to differ with that last statement. There is no equivalency for a man to go out and get a woman and a woman going out and get a man.
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. That's why the effort is mostly on the man. The pressure is on us as men.
Yeah.
You go get your wife, man. Ain't no woman about to propose to me. So what I'm going to do is show her that I'm the man for you. Like, that was one of the things that women valued about men, was that we wasn't taking no for an answer. It was like, nah, that's we could, dog. This is where all them songs come from.
I agree with you. It's a man's burden to go out there and find his wife.
I'm sorry, man. I've been asked twice, but we ain't gonna get into all that. But
I know the answer gonna be no. The answer, if she asking me,
you mean that a woman asked you to marry her first, you said no.
Bro, y'all know what it is when we really like her. We ain't even got to get to love. We just talk about, I want you to be mine. Mine, you gonna be mine. As a matter of fact, and if he didn't have the words to say it, it was always a song that he could say.
Song they can put on.
Yeah.
But we show something that women be like, he really like they know when we really like them, because it gets to a point where it starts to be reciprocated. When she sit back and you guys, especially during these times now, and a woman says, "When I'm gonna see you again," come on, bro. We know what it is.
Because we know that men don't necessarily have to have feelings for a woman to sleep with her, right? That's
right.
Fact. However, there are men who find themselves really, I don't want to say the word emotional because I don't want to put it in a negative light. But what I will say is, you find that your emotions are going crazy for this woman. Right? Whereas other women don't have you like that. You can't stop thinking about her. What is she doing with it? Like, I think that a lot of men could be in their heads a lot too much. I think a lot of men see me a certain type of way, like y'all see me on YouTube and things like that, but you never experienced me in real life. So you think that I'm one way that I'm not, or vice versa. And I have a friend, and he always says, like, Michelle, I don't think that they believe you are really the way that you are when you're on. And I'm like, I am. I'm chill. I'm well-rounded. Like, I'm not putting on and saying things to y'all. Like, it's just, who I am.
I don't think he knows us.
That's a character thing, because I always go by this. You could measure the character of a person on the distance between how they are in private and how they are in public. It's not supposed to be any daylight.
Right.
You're supposed to be the same both ways. And there's a lot of people who are chameleons in public and different in private. So I mean, nobody's perfect, but for the most part, there's really not supposed to be that much daylight between how you are off screen or on screen. That's the truth. I mean, but how many people do we know that? I don't know.
Yeah,
but that's the way it should be.
I enjoy doing this, and that's why I do it. I thoroughly enjoy being.
Was that the last video?
Yeah, that's the last one. Then we're gonna get.
That wasn't that hard of a thing. I mean, I think I saw that video before, but that wasn't that hard, because once I just listening to it again, I know where she's coming from, and once again, I think men have to realize that there's going to be women like that, and we shouldn't get not emotionally, or we shouldn't be triggered by what she said. That's the way she wants to live. The only problem I have is that she has a platform to put that poison out there. That's one. And the second thing is, when they're on those platforms, the other women will never challenge them. They will never challenge them. So then there's no debate on her, on what she said. And I think that's, and of course, you don't want to have guests on and then challenge them like that, because they don't want it to be adversarial. But what she said was easily debunked, especially about rich women. They get married. They keep husbands. And they stay married.
Keep husbands.
Yeah, it just works. It's people just, I think the folks been overthinking it for so long, where it's at a point where they don't even, I say that it's lost, but some people don't even know how to even get to the point of we're even discussing marriage, right? They don't even know how to get to that point no more. You can hear it in the conversations. They be talking about dating, and next thing you know, somebody talking about marriage. You're like, wait, hold on. How did we get from there to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all doing too much. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you, Pressure know what she doing. That dude need to know what he doing. If he like you, he got to tell you that he like you, and he got to show you as he's telling you. And then the next thing you know, the guy, niggas be in their head. They be in their head too much.
Goes on.
Yeah.
If not, life just continues to go on.
Yeah, you got to be willing to take that gamble. I'm sorry, but people be trying to get to absolutes and stuff. Nothing is absolute. You gotta take the gamble, homie. There's no other way around it. You gotta take the gamble.
And the thing is that the word I always use is intentionality. Yeah. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a person who's intentional. And, y'all know I do that AI music, and I love those tools that I'm using because it allows me to put my thoughts on wax. Really, they come up with the song. I made a song, being intentional, right? And it came up with these lyrics, and then I find an avatar that I like to sing it. Then I put it to another tool that puts it in a video. And I put that in the back chat, so it's like 6 songs. The first one is called Being Intentional. And the lady is an avatar, and I named her Honey, which is a nice, I can't imagine having a girl named Honey, and I call her, hey, Honey, come here. Oh, my God, something special.
I cannot.
She's got that honey brown skin. And in the video, I put her in this cream colored dress, and she's got a natural hair there. I said, man, if I had I told it to my wife. I said, this is just how I dreamed you up, this kind of thing here. So I put that on wax.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's why she married him. That's why they've been together for so long.
I love these tools, man. People hate AI, right? But I just love the tools. It allows me to put imagination, and the AI spits that shit back at you. Some of them are good, it's quirky. The sound quality gets stepped on when you try to put it into a video just a little bit. So right from the tool, it's a lot clearer. So I put it in the back. So 6 songs for my girl Honey singing 6 different songs, and she's pretty good.
Man, I mean,
that's Honey.
No. I put it in the link in your back chat.
Wait, I thought I was sharing it. Hold on.
You probably gotta share it.
I thought I was. Can you see it?
Yeah, we saw something come up.
Yeah, that's not it.
It was a Becky.
A Becky?
Yeah, we gotta stop listening to these young light-skinned women about relationships and all that, because they don't know what they're talking about. They don't.
Yeah, that's fine.
She looking like Angel Reese.
Yeah, and the first song, I have an intro, but the first song has that first notch. If you look at the more, you can skip right to the song because I have it timestamped.
You made this?
Yeah. I set the stage. I set the stage as a studio, and I said have her in a cream colored dress, with earrings and jewelry, and lip syncing to the song.
Oh, light skin.
Yeah, she's.
They even put a mole on her cheek.
Realistic.
Well, so you look at it at your leisure. It's 6 songs.
I think your music right.
But it's like a good habit to be in. But I just like my imagination to be put out, and the AI does the rest.
I think you got a whole album now, don't you? Don't you got a double album collection?
She's Honey. I got another girl with some songs. Her name is Sapphire. I got another girl named Minx.
How many songs? I mean, that's about 20 songs.
I got a dude named Tony, and he's got all kinds of girlfriends.
Tony.
I got an old dude named Unk, right? I got a whole. It's just something else. I put that.
You got a whole family in that mug, but that's cool though, man.
I got an older lady. I call her sister, and I have a video of her. She's a cougar, right? So the thing calls Cougars Need Love Too. she's in the bed with a young man named Tony. Tony has his shirt off.
I'm playing wild.
They don't get nasty, but she's older. You can tell she got gray streaks, and he's like a young buff dude. He's in the bed with her and shit.
You hear that, Precious? Cougars need love too.
At the end of it, I want to have her putting a few dollars on the table at the end. You know.
Lord
That's the only thing I was trying to be wholesome. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about these imaginations.
Okay, well, you go trick the man out. Go trick
the man. But the song doesn't get. But it's about the side piece. She's love, and I put a line in there that she's willing to teach, and she's willing to groom, and she's willing to be his unconditional hoe.
Wow. You know what?
That's a little racy, but
I'm on my head.
And so she's singing to him, right? She's actually singing the song to him. It's, oh man, this is great. This is great. You know, that's a more racy one, but
we're going to go to the final thoughts, and then we're going to get up out of here. This was a great evening. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I always appreciate you guys being here. You don't have to be, but you choose to be. So thank you. We'll start with final thoughts from JT, move over to Coach Ferg, and end with our pain.
Yeah, like you guys said, intentional is definitely what it's about. We have to just change our way of or upgrade our way of thinking when it comes down to just building, family building, community building. The foundation is the relationship between woman and man. We balance the ecosystem out when we're working together, when we're looking and respecting and actually understanding that there's a definitive term in love and not just something that we throw at each other. It's a lot of things that come with it when you talk about loving. So it's when we can fortify each other, especially in our thoughts and stuff like that. That's just what I think. Just with this show, you guys had me thinking of some things. And since I've been having these conversations for a couple of years, man, if you go back a couple of years back, I guarantee I've probably changed my thought at least 11, 12 times. You know, it's because I'm getting older too. So, and I look at life different as I go on different levels of life. But it's definitely, we have to actually do this for the people that comes after us, our children, our children's children, and things like that. So, yeah, I ended with that, y'all.
Thanks so much, JT. I appreciate you. Coach Ferg.
Hey, Precious. Let me just, give my congrats to you. I looked at your sub count. I'm like, man, Precious is doing it out here. I appreciate that, right? I'm like, if I can get half of your sub count, I'll be all right. But it goes to show that your messaging and conversations are definitely needed in a sense, and your approach. I would love to see the genres of the genders of your sub counts, how they would weigh male, female. I would think it would be close to being balanced. That's just me without knowing.
It's pretty much male. It started out being heavily male because we did the panels.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people followed me from the network, being on there. I didn't even know what I was getting myself into, when I went on those panels. I just would observe, and I'm not that loud girl that's going to come in a room.
But
and you may or may not know I'm in there.
No, but that goes to show your balance, right? And people really appreciate grounded people who understand themselves and their situations in life and where they're trying to go. They understand that. And I just want to say kudos to you because people can recognize that through you and they see it. But listen, man, just on the topic, man, marriage is for broke women. Well, damn it. Salute to my grandparents and their grandparents because we always fucking broke. but those that worked it out together were able to leave something for their families. I haven't met anyone more impressive than my own grandmother. When she passed away, she left my father, and she had a husband, and she left them over $50,000 cash back in 1974.
That was a lot of money.
Not understanding the value then, how that, you know what I'm saying, allowed my father to take care of his family. My auntie took care of us 3 sons. And just, I hope I can live up to some of what was given to me early. Having 5 sisters wasn't easy, but they all made it through high school without having babies out of wedlock. And 4 of them are married today. I was probably the wildest kid because I was out there in them streets for a while. Not too bad, but I did have the respect for a woman and have this understanding that if a woman wasn't willing to cooperate with what I was about, then I didn't waste time with people like that. I ain't got no sob stories about how a woman did me and treated me, and I just don't have them because I saw and I paid attention to a person's behavior as it pertained to me, and I understood not every woman is going to like me, but you know, it's my last thing, real quick. When I see young people have conversations about what it is to be in relationships, meaningful relationships and marriage, a lot of them are just talking from their anecdotal experiences, what they saw in their homes and their families, or a place of pain, place of hurt, what didn't work for them. And most of them only spread those type of messages. And YouTube is allowing people to push a narrative that may not be beneficial to the overall community. So unless they helping them out, it's a waste of time. I don't listen to them. I hear it, but it just helps me become closer with my own wife. So,
oh no, that's right. Well, thank you so much, Coach Ferg. I appreciate you. Thank you.
And I was playing about the marriage thing. Nobody trying to push you off on the old nug. I don't want to get you off on the old nug and you be mad talking about no. It's gonna be a hell of a guy.
I understand where you're coming from. I truly do.
6 months.
I appreciate the concern.
Don't be backtracking now. You're trying to get the
6 months is I'm giving you 6 months to get it together.
Listen, it's a good show. Like we look for. I look forward to the Wednesdays. It's pretty good. I mean, because I can see the change in myself when I hear some of these ladies say the most ridiculous things. Your first initial kind of thought is that you have to attack what they're saying. I'm more now like I'm saying she has the right to feel the way she does. And, whether it's stupid or not, if that's the way she feels, great. The only thing I would be more mad at is who else is absorbing those messages. And we have an issue with people absorbing a lot of bad messages anyway.
Yeah.
I try to stop putting out bad messages. Maybe I did early on and stuff like that. But when you look at it, you really want people. That's why I'm trying to focus on the word intentional. Mm-hmm. If you want to, and even today, it doesn't matter because we're in the internet, social media age. When people are intentional by the meaning of the word, that means you're going to cut through the bullshit. It's more bullshit now than it was before. But if you're willing to cut through that and find a person who wants to do that as well, now you have a beginning of something that could be meaningful if you're truthful with each other. And it doesn't matter what else is going on out there. It doesn't matter about social media. It doesn't matter about, the man and this or the woman is that. If she's intentional about marriage and you're intentional about marriage and you're click, then you should be isolated, not isolating, but you should be able to block out the noise.
Yeah. I agree.
Block out the noise and move forward. We need more people to block out the noise, and that's the hard part, for a lot of both men and women. But I think it might be a little harder for women because they get more pressure than men. Men's pressure is the pressure of not still trying to be a beast out there and looking at all women as a pork chop. Women's pressure is the constant attention and accolades and affirmations they got to deal with, right? That they get from social media because women are more social, So they have it. But the intentionality can cut through all of that kind of stuff, especially if you really desire a real connection. And the only thing I wish women would stop doing is calling men partners. You either want a husband or you don't. You know, because if you want me as your partner, we don't have to get married. Let's just get a contract and let's just sign the shit. You know, you do this and I do that. Because by definition, that means it's all transactional. You keep your side of the bargain, I keep my side of the bargain. And I wish they would stop saying that. But it's part of the vernacular on purpose, because they're not saying husband, which has a whole different connotation than having a man as a partner. If you ask me.
Yeah.
Hey, your partner.
Precious, have you ever heard a song from LTD called Concentrate on You?
I don't know that I have.
You guys get a chance, and everybody's in the comment section. Look it up. Just put LTD, Concentrate on You.
Yeah, I think I heard it.
Jeffrey Osborne was in the group. He's the lead singer in the group. That song actually would be the theme for what we were talking about today.
Well, that's cool.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. And you guys copy my little link I put in the back and go tell me about my honey collection. Man, I want y'all to listen to it.
I got it. I got
For
it up
sure.
in the window, so you know.
I see. Hey, so that's it. I'm done.
I'll definitely like the wait, you know. Oh my goodness, I wasn't subscribed to your YouTube channel, Arpain.
Well, you know, because you don't like me.
I'm sorry. No. I didn't realize.
You don't like me.
I'm sorry, I just subscribed. I'm so sorry.
Man, we ain't got a wrench or nothing over here, man. That's crazy.
I appreciate
I'm hoping I get a wrench one day in 2028 or something.
I gotta get,
you know what? You know, only reason
I've been so worried about other things that even giving out. I feel like I haven't given out a wrench in a
I'm so
while.
low key on my channel. I'm really so low key on my channel about promoting it. You know, I'm monetized, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Salute to
I had a
Arpain,
video, a political video, had 382,000 views.
That's a lot of views.
That is. Well, I'm subscribed now. You guys go and subscribe to Arpain's YouTube channel, Marriage, Politics, and Sports.
I appreciate that.
Doing a little bit of everything over there. You still doing the meals? You still cooking?
Yeah.
Arpain got a sports show.
Just being a wife. When it was the kids, it's Sundays we have one. So every so often I still do them. I'm probably do something this Sunday.
Okay.
And
Arpain been doing big thing. He got 2 channels. The dude got a sports show. Okay, my bad. See, I can't keep up with that.
Marriage, Politics, and Sports, the main one. I have the music channel is theme-based music, but I always simulcast it on marriage.
Okay.
I just try to separate that out because it's so. One of the reasons why my channel is like this, I know it's near the end, is I got so much stuff on it, so I confuse the algorithm.
Yeah.
Right? I have so much different shit on there, right? And so I set up the theme-based music channel just to put music on it, and I got a sports channel just for the sport. You know, but I still simulcast everything if I can on the Marriage, Politics, and Sports. So I'm cheating.
Well,
anyway,
thank you guys so much. I love that you guys are focusing on that word intention, because that is definitely needed. I think a lot of people just go about life, wake up, go about their day, and do it over the next day. And I think that intention is it has to be the foundation of building a relationship. It's not dating. It's not, even do you like me? Do I like you? Are we going to intentionally do this thing? Because those things are a given. I like you, you like me. We dated, we've gone out a couple times. We know that, but the intention behind it all is going to tell you everything. And the action, I think JT was saying that, if you know what you want, go get what you want. I think that men should have what they want. Now, does that always pan out as that woman wanting what you want as well? I think sometimes we fall into those complexities of a man wanting a woman and a woman don't want that man.
That's true.
And I think that there's plenty more fish in the sea. So go find another one that you want. And don't, for the one that don't want you.
Keep it moving.
You gotta have tough skin, and I think that I'm in sales, so I that's like sales 101. You gotta keep it moving. You can't get mad at the no's. You can't get mad at the we don't want to do business with you. It's part of the journey. It's part of the mission. So, yes, men, keep going. Keep you're going to find someone else. You're going to see someone else. You're going to meet someone else. Someone that's actually going to like you. And that's another thing. I don't want to get into a whole nother show, but a lot of men they be hell bent over women that don't want to be with them and they want to be with the woman, but life goes on. Like, you know what I mean? Life is going to go on, and you have to have that much confidence in yourself to know that life is going to go on and there are going to be more experiences, and vice versa, because there are women out here. There's a couple of guys that I wanted bad, child. They just don't want what I wanted, so I got to keep it moving,
Yeah.
But that you have to be honest in that as well. You can't be delusional. You can't, be trying to make this man's life a living hell because he don't want what you want. In life, people are not going to want what you want all the time. And that has to be okay. You have to accept that. So intentional. I love that you guys are using that word. Where we at? We at 11:38. It's almost Thursday. We're almost there. So before I, it's Thursday with you guys, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you guys. If you have not liked the video, definitely hit the thumbs up. Here on the Men's Forum, we point out behaviors. And we're here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. So definitely join us. If you have time on Tuesdays, we're here with the Adoptee Foster Show on the Real Precious Network, where we advocate for adoptees, those who have been former foster children, even adoptive parents, and those in kinship adoptions as well. So many different facets of what we go over on Tuesday nights. So it's always something new. Next Tuesday will be a panel. So we'll have a mixture of people. So definitely tune in, guys. 9 p.m. Tuesday and Wednesday. We added both nights. Follow, subscribe, so we're going live. But until then, be real with yourself so you can be real with everyone else. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you guys again.
Good night.